Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs podcast? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz podcast, brought to you by ChiefsBlitz.com, your top source for Chiefs news. Our podcast is produced by Bowtie Sports and hosted by Dick Athan, Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, Hense Todd, and special contributor, Fox 4 sports reporter and anchor, Harold Kuntz. Please like and subscribe to our show. Now let's talk Kansas City Chiefs football.
Oh boy, welcome to an explosive episode of the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athan, with Mr. Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Mr. Hense Todd, producer extraordinaire. Well, we got a really big show lined up for you today. Big news today, the Kansas City Chiefs have traded Trent McDuffie to the Los Angeles Rams, as predicted earlier in our private chat by yours truly, and said over the last year that he was going to be traded. Anyway, before we do that, let's just talk real quickly about our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. We make it real easy around here. Just go to underdog.com, put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz, and you can play 5, get up to $100 in bonus entries. It's a great way to play the games. You got the NBA, you got the NHL. I don't think they do things on trades, but it's going to be a crazy week with the legal tampering starting Monday and free agency next Wednesday. But the Chiefs make news today. First of all, gentlemen, happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Hump day. Time to get over, man. Time to get over.
Time to get over it. 1 week from today, free agency will officially begin. Yes, go.
Before we get go ahead and get started. Lou, how you feel today? You know what I mean? I know McDuffie was your guy. You got the Hammond in the background, the sign of Hammond and everything.
That's right.
You know that was your guy. You know, the rookie card, McDuffie, you know what I mean? So how are you feeling today, man? I just want to know. I want to check in with you, man. I want to check in on your mental.
Well, it's a difficult day here in Northwest PA, no secret. T-Cuffs, my guy. Love him. I hope he does great with the Rams. I think he will. And it's just, you hate to see your guys go, but, at the end of the day, this is the business of football, right? I mean, you get to a point where, you drafted the guy, you developed the guy, and now, he's expecting a top of the market deal. Doesn't quite fit in with how your team build is going to go. So you do the next best thing and try to get as much as you possibly can from this asset. For those of you that were Seinfeld fans, he had a bit that he used to do where people that are sports fans basically cheer for laundry. Whoever wears the colors in your team, regardless of who they are, you cheer for them. So so he is. Obviously these things aren't a done deal till the new league year starts, but you got to believe it. It's probably going to go through. It's probably going to go through as reported. And if that's the case, I mean, I don't want to say a similar situation, but, in terms of a guy that helped you win a couple of Super Bowls and so forth, gets traded, you get a bunch of draft picks, and then you go on to win a couple more Super Bowls without him. So, they did it with Tyreek. Here we go with Cuffs, arguably, their most valuable asset outside of Patrick. You could argue Creed Humphrey, but he plays center, so it's not as high profile. But they got what they could, I suppose, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I
so
think.
What about you, Coach? You know what I mean?
Coach, go.
Oh, well, Coach is feeling pretty good. Y'all know my take on it, man. Ever since AJ Brown stomped his ass, kicked him all in his ass, I know it was time. I know his time was coming. I think the Chiefs already knew what time it was. This time, go ahead, let the young man go, let him blossom somewhere else. Because, God, let's face facts, man. He's not a true number one corner. They want about to pay money for him because he's a slot guy. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I wish well for T-Cuffs, whatever, but
so,
he wasn't the guy.
Question for you, Coach. Do you think the Rams are going to pay him like an outside corner, top of the market, basically the deal he was looking for, because I think without that, this trade doesn't get made. But what do you think?
Do they pay him as a top corner? No, I think the Rams are definitely going to use him for what he is to put him in the slot. I think they're going to definitely use him in the slot.
Pay him the money.
Like, pay him the money. I don't know. Depends. I don't know.
I mean, the rumor is it's going to be a 5-year league average $30 million. So
right.
We'll see how that shakes out. We'll definitely see how that shakes out. But that's a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine over this week, if they haven't already discussed terms, that that stuff will get ironed out between Trent, his agents, and the Rams. I don't, again, that number is going to start with a 3. I mean, it's just the way it goes. And so, yeah, God bless him. I think, and then again, you have like iron sharpens iron. I think he is going to become an even better player because he gets to practice against Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and that crew. But they don't make this move if they don't believe he's that guy. Yeah, and I don't think Les Snead is a dumbass. So he's going to get what he deserves, and we'll move on and we'll build our team the way we typically do. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. So here's the result of the trade. Kansas City will receive pick number 29, 2026 first round, 2026 fifth and sixth round, and a third round pick in 2027. The Chiefs also take $13.6 million off their projected cap number for the league year opening a week from today, which puts the Chiefs right now at about $14 million. About $27 million above the cap in this move. It's my understanding that Creed Humphreys and Trey Smith probably going to redo their
below
deals.
The cap, right?
Below the cap. Sorry. Below the cap. So the Chiefs are going to have probably enter free agency with about $35 million, maybe 40 tops, without doing Chris Jones's deal to be able to maneuver picks. Now, they now have to pay for an extra first round pick. So that's going to be about, I think if I did my math right, it's about $15 million of that available cap space is going to be for draft picks. Cause now they got 2 1s, a 2, a 3, 4, 3 5s, and a 6. And I think, I don't know how the compensatory is going to work out. I think the 6 is what the anticipation is, but still, we were in this position, 4 years ago when they traded Tyreek Hill. And I want to say props to the New York Jets. The Jets dangled a couple of first round picks. The Chiefs really wanted to be in the first and made sure they got a third. The initial offer with the Rams was a little squirrely. I said it in the private chat earlier today. The Rams the Chiefs wanted the first pick of the Rams. I think it was 13.
13, yeah.
But they would have had to given up the 2026 third round pick to the Rams as part of this deal, and then the 5 and the 6. It just didn't work out. Then the Jets came in, made a pretty sweet offer to Brett Veach. The Giants were also involved in this deal as well. But at the end of the day, Brett Veach and the Rams GM, is it Snead? Is that right?
Les Snead, yeah.
Les Snead have a really good relationship. They've made a lot of trades in their history, including Marcus Peters. And as we've all said, I don't think anybody should be surprised. The bottom line is Brett Veach is not going to pay corners. We're going to face the same situation in 3 years with Noah Williams as he turns into an All-Pro, and he was the guy they drafted to replace Trent McDuffie a year ago. He's going to be featured.
Why do you think that is, Nick? Why do you think the Chiefs do that?
They just don't believe that that's where they should spend their money, because they've got a Dave Merritt and they've got a Spagnuolo, and they can get good corners and draft good corners, and they can turn them into productive starters. Now, I think the exception might be Jalen Watson. I'd be hard-pressed to believe the Chiefs will not re-sign Jalen Watson. They cannot let him go into free agency. I like Watson. I like Christian Fulton, the Christian Fulton we saw over the last 3 games of the season. And obviously Noah Williams, which we're all high on. I think he was their best corner. So this allows the Chiefs, if they can retain him, Watson,
Well, if that philosophy holds, Nick, do you think? I mean, then they would almost have to break that philosophy. Maybe not as big a scale, but I gotta believe that Jalen on the open market is going to get a number in the 2s. So that's that.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get a $20 million a year deal. I really don't.
Well, I think he's probably heavily regarded as one of the top 10 free agents available. If you're that good of a corner, you're going to get paid. Now, is he going to get? Is he going to get like 25 per year, whatever, 30? No, he's not going to go that. But it's going to be like very least high teens, low 20s per average per year. So, they just haven't done it. I mean, they've done it with some other guys, like Charvarius Ward was the guy that they had traded for, but he was like an undrafted free agent, I think, with Dallas. The other Snead was like a 4th or 5th round pick. They had never done it they haven't had a 1st round pick. I mean, Marcus Peters, that was before Veach, but it's still kind of, he's under that same umbrella. I mean, he worked for Dorsey, so that's kind of the philosophy that they kind of carry. So it'll be interesting, but I think the corners that they have, they feel comfortable with the extra picks. They'll probably take 1 or 2 more, quite frankly. I wouldn't be shocked if number 9 or 29 was another corner, especially if Jalen walks. So I guess they're in good shape, but again, just like with any trade where there's draft picks, you got to kind of wait and see who those picks are, how they play. But right now it sounds great. They've got all this draft capital, but again, the second part of that equation is you got to nail those picks.
Yeah, he's got 5. He's got 5 days to sign him to a long-term deal. That's it. He'll be hot on Monday.
And you got to come out and nail those picks. If you don't, man, we're gonna have 2023 draft class.
Oh, right? I can't believe you're doing this again.
I'm just saying, you got to nail the picks. If you don't have
we don't need to go negative.
I'm not going negative. I'm going positive. Can I speak? I'm just trying to say, if you got all these picks, Brett Veach, you got to come out. You got to nail them. We can't have Felix in the 1st round.
You're not going negative, and then you go negative. You put them negative.
Come on, man. Let's be positive today.
I'm just saying. Rasheed Rice, you know what I mean? He's showing up on stat boards, and also he's showing up on court documents. Also, he's showing up on court documents as well. So I'm just saying, like, you got to come out. You got to come out and ball out this draft.
Hence, what color is Rasheed's jacket turned to?
It's kind of turned into, beige. I don't know. It got bleach stains on it. I told him, man, I said, you got to take the jacket to the cleaners. But no, he wanted to take it to his grandma's house, and she actually used bleach on the golden jacket. Now it's looking pink. So we got to come out this draft. We got to nail them. So this, like I said last show on Monday, this draft class, now you got 2 first. Now you picking in the 3 rounds. You got in the top 40, right? 3 picks in the top 40.
Yes.
So you got to come out and nail this draft. If you don't nail this draft, we are looking at where everybody said, what, Veach we trust. Is it in John Dorsey we trust?
What is it, Hense, for you that's for real? Like, what's the separation between Veach and Dorsey when they pick their guys? What's the separation?
God. Why are we going down this road?
I'm going dig with it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just saying, like, okay, when we're in free agency, we go out and go get who? We go get who guys? I'm saying we go back and go get Dorsey guys. We bring back Kareem Hunt. That's a Dorsey guy. You go try to bring back Tyreek Hill. That's a Dorsey guy. I'm just saying. But other than that, man, Veach got to come out and nail this draft. As Chiefs fans, we can sit here and give out glory trophies and all of that. But we also got to be realistic too. Like, this draft class right here speaks a lot of numbers here. You know what I mean?
Stank doodle. It's stank. Don't beat around the bush with it. It's a fireable offense. It's stank doodle, man. Veach hasn't been the best at picking some of these guys, man. We talking about franchise guys. Only guy that I liked from Veach and shit is Creed. Creed Humphreys was solid. I give Reese all the credit for Creed Humphreys, but other than that, he ain't got no franchise, like no mega piece and no standouts.
Trey Smith, Trent McDuffie.
Trey Smith is he a franchise tackle though? Is he a franchise offensive lineman though?
He's considered, I would think, a top 5 guard in the league.
I'm just saying Creed Humphrey to me is the guy.
He certainly is, but I'm saying that's another guy, and then Trent as well. So you got to kind of let it play out. I mean, we keep talking about about Dorsey guys, and yet he made some great picks. Now, if you were watching on Monday, there was a bunch that I listed off that were horrible as well. That's just the way it goes. And if you give some of these Veach guys that have played and whatever another few years, maybe a couple of them hit, just like the Dorsey guys that, it took a while. I don't think any of them were great right off the bat.
But you said a few years. It's been a few years. And half of these guys are not on the team.
Well, this particular draft. Well, do you want me to get the list out again, Hense? I mean, do I need to read those again?
Get the list, Luke. Get the list. I'm just saying, but I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying. All I'm saying as a fan and a person that's on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really analyzing anything. We're just kind of. it sounds to me like you're very anxious about this draft. Like, oh my God, we're going to be in trouble somehow. No,
you got to hit on this draft. I'm saying you got to hit on this draft.
You should feel confident that this team is this good, and you have three picks, like you said, in the top 40. So, you're probably going to get 3 guys that are going to make big contributions, probably right away, or you're going to need them to. So, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Wait, John.
Let me say this. Reason I'm not on Veach. All I'm saying is I want to see.
Sounds like you are.
All I want to see is the accolades. I want to see him turn out better, right? Because now, this will we all agree on this panel? Nick, Dre, and Lou and me. We all agree that if he don't hit on this draft, you got 2 first-round picks. If you don't hit on this draft, then what we saying about Veach then? You know what I mean?
At what point do you assess that, though?
Yeah,
it's got to be. This draft cannot be no. We got to wait to see.
I understand, but are you going to say?
Let me say it. Can I say it? Okay. Let me say it. No. I'm just saying, like, if these guys, these got to be play now guys. These got to be play now guys. We can't have a guys and say we gonna make a build or hope to see. These got to be played now guys. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so that's like very unrealistic. You're typically, if you get 1 or 2 guys in a draft that come in and play a lot right away and play at a high level, you're crushing the game. I mean, it's just analytics. Most of these guys, even the first round picks, aren't going to be great players. And that's just the way it is, regardless, right? So you got to give it 2 or 3 years to say, hey, is this guy going to develop? Is this guy going to be good? So that's why, these things do lag. Now, obviously, that was 2023. It's been 3 years. A few of them are not even on the squad anymore. Yeah, I agree with you. One of them that looked like is going to be like this all-pro receiver can't get out of his own way. So who knows where that's going. So Connor, you got a ton of snaps out of. He's played a lot. Whether you like him or not, he's played a lot of football, and they trust him. So anyway, I mean, it's those expectations are rarely met. Usually, 5 years down the line, say, oh, wow, he had such a great draft, right? It's normally, you look at it the next year. Yeah, maybe it looks good early on, but then all of a sudden, hell, Jacksonville thought Brian Thomas was, hey, he's going to be an all-pro, and then he had a bad year. So is he a bad player now?
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, I mean, his second year, he got to the championship game. Now all of a sudden, is he a bad player now?
Yeah.
No. I mean, you kind of have to let these guys marinate a little bit. not many guys come into the league right away and like, okay, that's it. From
my perspective, guys, it's all about, man, the first round. You got another first round pick. Your first round has to be.
Yeah,
starter,
I mean,
guys.
I think that goes without saying. If we keep repeating it, it's not going to make it any different.
Yeah,
I think he has to do a good job.
Nail it, man. You gotta nail it, and he's been off.
Okay. Well, I put it like this: we need to hire.
We're agreed. He does.
We gotta
hit the draft.
Hold on.
We agree. We agree.
We gotta hire Nick as GM because Nick, you know what I mean. The draft board he put out there earlier, I'm liking it, man. So hey, tell us, you know, if you got those picks like you are now, if Brett Veach he got to hit on these drafts. You can't have a guy that's in the background.
Right. There's no question, Hense. We don't disagree with what you're saying. I think that you have to look at. I think the biggest disservice the Chiefs had with that bad draft class was the fact the draft was in Kansas City. They wanted to trade out of the first round, and they thought the fans would go nuts. So they settled on a local kid. They thought they hit something in Rice and Morris, and I think they've got something in Connor. So, you know, if Rice gets his head together, you know, if you get Rice and Connor out of this draft, I consider that two guys who are going to be starters. That's a success. But
now, do you think that came from Brett, or do you think that came from higher?
Oh, I think that came a little higher.
It would have to, right?
It would. I think that came a little higher. But all that said, I think if you look at the way this draft has a lot of quality players, the Chiefs are going to have 3 picks in the first 40. Yeah. 3 guys.
Very deep in the defensive line.
Yes, defensive line, defensive end, a pass rusher, cornerbacks.
Exactly what we need.
Exactly what you need. Linebackers. There's some quality linebackers in this draft. There's some depth at tight end once you get past the first round. Hold on, let me finish. There's enough talent in the areas of need, and I think that's why the Chiefs are really sitting in a good spot. Now, if I'm Brett Veach and in my mock draft, if you want to trade the 9th pick and move down a couple of spots, pick up an extra 3 or a 2, do it. You know, if Love is gone and then your favorite defensive tackle isn't there, you know, move down. This allows Brett Veach to do his thing. Last time he had 2 first-round picks, he got McDuffie and Korloftis, and he traded with the Patriots to move up in the first round and only gave up a 3rd to do it. So I think if you look at what is presented himself and the fact that he has had the entire offseason, the Chiefs
a lot more options for sure.
Yeah, the Chiefs did not make the Super Bowl.
Cooking up Roman noodles.
Hold on. The Chiefs did not make the play. Let me finish. The Chiefs did not make the playoffs. So he has had all this time to stir, to stew, to put himself in a position of, okay, what do we have to do? In the offseason so far, he's gotten 4 more draft picks. He has got rid of Jawaan Taylor. He has got rid of Mike Dana.
Right.
He's going to restructure the contract probably of Humphreys and maybe Smith. He's going to have he's going to have a surplus of cash. I think they're going to be on Monday. We're going to be very busy because I think the Chiefs are going to sign at least 2 primetime players in free agency. A pass rusher and a running back. I think that's what you're going to see on day one.
We can speak in generalities, but you got to be specific. What pass rusher is available? Are they going to go out and spend for like Trey Hendrickson?
I think they're going to spend. I think
that's a number that starts with a 3.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I think they're very high on Phillips. I think they really like him. I think Trey Hendrickson would love to stick it to the Bengals and sign with the Chiefs.
Oh, no question. But he's been kind of holding this in for like 4 years. He's gonna command that kind of money. That's my point. Is I don't think there's really, in terms of free agency, I don't know that there's really anybody that you're really going to spend. I mean, Khalil Mack's like 34, 35 years old.
Back to the Chargers.
Oweh, again, the Chargers just traded for him last year. Does he get away? I think, Boye Mafe, somebody that's younger, that's not going to command a ton of cash. I think that would be more the focus. I don't know what Phillips market is going to be.
I think you're looking at 3 years, 75 million, somewhere in there.
Right. So now you're going to pay him as much as George. Has Jalen Phillips ever had a year where he's had more than 10 sacks?
Yeah. Well, I'll take the 10 sacks.
I mean, no. I'm asking because I don't believe he has. So,
that's the price of
so
hope.
it's not like you're getting, a great edge rusher.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Since the draft is so deep there, you're better off drafting one of these young guys and again, kind of keeping some cost control and not overpaying for it.
I think this puts him in a position if they want to go after Pierce because he's going to be he's untagged by the Colts. I think if they're going to go after Etienne or Walker, they can do that now. I think the Chiefs are going to address as much as they possibly can with the budget that they have for 2026 in free agency. I don't think they're going to sit back this year. The moves they've made smart moves in the offseason.
Yeah. Well, the philosophy normally
done everything right so far.
Not to make the splash, day one, right? Now, Jalen Moore, but it wasn't like this huge money they were spending. I mean, they kind of targeted specific guys, and they're probably looking in a particular range. I think I saw one thing. Now, again, I don't know how true it is, but, there's a report out there that they'd be looking for like a running back in the $8 million range versus now you're talking Breece Hall got the franchise tag, $14 million. That may be the starting point for Walker for sure.
I don't think so.
Damn close. It's going to be damn close to it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're his agent, that's the first thing you're going to take into the negotiation. Like ETN, maybe he's going to be right below that, and that's only because that kid won the Super Bowl MVP, where maybe he gets a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
But they haven't overspent at any of those positions, and that would be kind of a departure. This trade tells me that it's going to be more draft than it is free agency. That's
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe that's my opinion.
Maybe. I agree with that, though. I agree. All I'm saying is the boy better start cooking up, man, for real. Because if not, it's going to be the same shit. It's not going to look good for Veach. It's not going to look good for him, man.
He's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine.
My thing.
Oh, no.
This is what Patrick Mahomes had to say. He said, damn,
yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
That's my cover for my article today.
Patrick and myself are on the same page here.
But if Patrick was watching that CD Lamb did this to McDuffie. McDuffie got to blame CD Lamb, right? And CD Lamb cooked up McDuffie in that game on Thanksgiving.
$130 million contract. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, like, he cooked them up to get traded. Because it was a showcase that CD Lamb did to McDuffie that day. And now McDuffie is, McDuffie, the Chiefs wasn't going to like tie themselves to that contract, and I couldn't see them doing that, like crippling the team, knowing that they in salary cap, trouble right now, and plus they got a golden jacket kid and not Noel Williams, that's out there shining right now. But other than that, man, McDuffie, he's going back home.
Do they have a game today? Did I miss something?
I'm just saying, he's out there. I said he's out there shining. He was.
Look at that beautiful face. Look at that. Come on, man.
McDuffie's going back home.
I tell you what, this is going to be perfect for him. Right, Hollywood. He's going to be a star. He will be an actor at some point in his life.
Lou's hanging on for his guy. We know. I can see it in your face, Lou. You kind of hurt.
Yes, absolutely.
You probably like, look, man, but
you knew again in phase 2, if you would, Patrick's career, you want to call it that, something was gonna, just as they did with Tyreek, it was gonna be somebody, was gonna have to be moved, and they weren't gonna trade Creed. They weren't gonna get the return for like a Creed Humphrey, and I don't think they want to trade him, and they certainly are not going to trade Trey, right? So this was it. But anyway, I mean, yeah, we've gone through
players
that.
and not actors. Football players are not actors. We don't need actors. We need football players, high character guys that love the game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We need dogs out here. You know what I'm saying?
Teacups.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, Teacups, I say, only thing about Teacups, he gonna, like Lou said earlier, that he gonna have this gonna be his chance to actually learn how to play against bigger receivers. Because Chiefs had smaller receiver, fast receiver. They ain't had that. Rasheed Rice, when he was here, he was that big receiver. But now he's gonna have Puka and those guys to go up against in practice every day.
I think that'll help him. I mean, his scheme will help him. His college coach now is on the Rams staff. Hell, Cliff's out there. It's a beautiful day to be a Rams fan. I'm pretty close to. I've always liked the Rams a little bit. I'm getting a little closer.
So it seems like you. It seems like you hanging up the red. No, you didn't catch on it. I think Lou is hanging up the red.
Come on to the West. Hey, come on to the West.
I'll tell you right now. It's been 54 years or whatever the hell it's been. I might be ready for a new wife.
Hey, guys, come on to the West. Come on to the West.
I'm telling you right now, if they sign Leo, done deal. I'm gone. If they sign Leo,
come on, man.
Out.
Hey, listen. Hense going to Seattle. Lou got the Rams. I'm already a Cardinal. Nick, you late. You better jump on something.
Hey, I'm not going nowhere. My team is the Chiefs.
It's okay.
I'm just saying. I understand.
I actually heard sound come from there square that says Hense Todd that if they draft a tackle at number 9, he's done. He's out.
If they draft offensive tackle, look, I'm leaving.
There's a lot in flux here.
I don't know, man. I would take the kid from Utah with the
Chiefs Blitz podcast. This is a very critical draft. If things go a certain way,
we'll see. We'll see.
There's going to be some changes. We may be making trades as a show. We may be making trades as a show.
Yeah, but looking at that, man, let's go ahead and get some of these, some of these quotes in here. Let's get this one right here. Nick, go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree with this, but I mean, who's that? UG11123. I mean, no one wants to accept it, but Chiefs roster lacks talent. You take Mahomes off the roster, and we're the Browns.
Wow,
that's not true.
It's incredible butt cheeks.
That's really harsh.
That's kind of harsh. I think this team is very talented. I'm telling you right now. The Chiefs are still the team to fear for the AFC Championship this year. I don't care what anybody says. They're still the Chiefs. They had a bad year. They had a lot of injuries. They had a lot of things go wrong. They played 15 offensive linemen in various positions, or 11 or 12. Listen, the Chiefs are a good football team. I like the changes in the coaching staff. I love the offseason so far. Every single thing they had to do that was logical, made sense, to help their team in the short and long term, they did that. And they still have upwards of maybe another 30 or 40 million in cap space that they can create if need be. And next year's cap at the moment, they got about 100 million. So this is kind of like let's kind of go all in here, and let's also, look toward the future. They have a rare opportunity to do that.
Get to that one right here.
And so Blake was not happy this morning on when I posted the trade. Veach has zero excuses to not draft multiple Pro Bowlers. There's no excuse not to pay Jalen Phillips or Kenneth Walker on Monday. He's got the cap dollars. If he doesn't get Phillips, he's failed as a GM. I think the Chiefs have a good chance.
When did Jalen Phillips become some crazy monster edge rusher? When did this happen? Did I miss a few years?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs were interested in him before. And I think they're really high on him, and I think Spags is high on him. And they need to get a splash edge rusher.
He's good, but let's not get carried away. I mean,
beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man.
Overreaction is great. We love it. We love you guys at UG, whatever. The Chiefs still have one of the youngest rosters in the league, and it's going to get younger based on all these draft picks that are going to be coming in. So don't worry so much about that. Now, they do have holes, right? I mean, certainly we're not going to sit here and say they've got this great roster. It was just a bad year. They didn't play well, whatever. No, there are some holes. So that's where kind of this is leading. And, you got to give them an opportunity to kind of switch things around and go into a little bit more of a rebuilding mode here.
Now, Lou, it kind of, I'm kind of hearing two sides. You said if they don't, if the Rams sign Leo and they took McDuffie,
yeah,
it said that Brett Veach is not doing his job.
I'm saying that he's using some of his chips to get more chips.
All I'm saying, guys, it's okay. Come to the NFC West. Come to the NFC West, guys.
Somebody go to the West.
Come to the NFC. You come to the NFC West, sir. You are a Seattle Seahawk, guys. Stop playing Hense. You love Seattle.
I tell you what,
love
it's
Seattle.
It's
over there blushing. He's over there blushing.
It's kind of not. They're not. The AFC West isn't quite there, but they are kind of mirroring that. There's three really good teams, and then you've got the Cardinals and the Raiders, right? So it is kind of similar in that fashion.
That's what I'm saying. Come on over here. You ain't gonna miss a beat.
Right, baby. Yeah, you ain't gonna win the championship with the Arizona Cardinals.
We'll see.
Happy we go over there.
We will see.
But looking into that, Lou, it's some guys that you have on your red dot that you want to talk about today.
One guy, the red dot of the week, man. It's Wednesday, so yes, we've got red dot number 7.
Let's get it.
For those of you that are uninitiated, the red dot guy is typically not a first round pick. Probably going to be like a top. Probably between 50 and 150 if you're stacking, the players in the draft. So, and as luck should have it, when I mentioned this to Hense last night, it's a cornerback. So it's very, very timely. It could be. So here we go. Red dot number 7 is going to be one Keith Abney II, a corner from Arizona State. And it's kind of weird because he is kind of like a Cuffs clone. 5'10", 187, runs estimated 4.46. His future may be at the nickel as well. I mean, just the kind of the trait. So this is kind of all lined up. Former 3-star recruit, initially committed to Utah State, then flipped to Arizona State. He's been there all 3 years. Last year, he was first team All Big 12. Ultra competitive. Fights on every snap, very physical, always attacks the ball, great hands, violent tackler. That's what I like. Wraps and finishes, great in run support. So he's got some skills. Really fluid in the hips, so he can turn and run with receivers, really smooth back pedal. Again, you see the ball skills, but he really strong lower half. And a lot of that comes from he used to be a speed skater. So if you got guys that used to play like hockey or have done a lot of skating, those butts are really strong, really high cut type dudes. So a lot of power, a lot of explosion there. So again, his future may be in the slot. Some things that you're going to have concerns. There's no perfect player. So yeah, he's a little undersized. So matchup versus big receivers, we'll have to see how that goes. Too many flags. Again, he is very physical. Could get a little too handsy. 13 over the last 2 seasons. Lacks the top end speed. He is fast. Like I said, straight line 4.46, but some of the recovery speed, you do see on tape where maybe it's not quite what you like, but he does show some closing quickness, and it's, that's something he's definitely going to have to work on. And you see him there. He's usually lined up in college football. They have the boundary corner, which he plays closer to the sideline. So they're the hash sideline, I should say, but you see him here a couple times on the outside. So yeah, so he's played a lot of different positions in the defensive backfield, but I think his future may be in the nickel position. That's just me. But yeah, red dot number 7, Keith Abney II, Arizona State, baby.
Yeah, man. That's
Forks up.
Yeah, I'm liking this kid, man. Looking at his tape, a red dot guy, and a guy, and people, if you new on here, and you wonder who the red dot guys are, who these guys is coming in. Explain who the red dots is, on the show. Go ahead.
All right, I did earlier, but just to reiterate, yeah, these are guys that typically it's not going to be a first round guy, but somebody that you're going to. I don't want to stand on the table, gets used a lot, but basically the one on the board, you put the little red dot next to and say, we need that guy on our team. Now, it may be in the second round, maybe in the third, fourth, whatever. but we need a player like that on our team. And it was completely by coincidence. We did talk about it yesterday. There was a lot of chatter online in terms of Les Snead and what they were looking for and what they were willing to give. So people start putting 2 and 2 together. But this kid, again, he is a very similar type player. And you could easily say a lot of these things about Trent McDuffie. So if you want a cheaper version, if you would, or less expensive version, however you want to say it, better, more cap friendly version, this might be the kid.
I'm definitely with him, dude. Lou, I love the kid. The majority of the highlights of him playing on the outside, you know what I'm saying? Very instinctively, he's very aggressive. And you said that, you know, he get a couple flags on certain plays. I'm with all that because I love the physicality. And that's what Spags like, physicality. And my man can tackle. He has enough speed, and you can put him inside and outside. But the biggest takeaway from the tape is seeing him play on the outside, man. Just looking at him like his coverage skills is great. You know what I'm saying? His feet look great. I'm all for the kid.
It's like watching Trent, quite frankly.
It is.
It's kind of eerie, actually.
And so, Lou, let me ask you this, Lou. What round, if the Chiefs was to get this kid, what round would you take him?
I think like maybe. I don't think they're going to take. I don't think they would take him at 40. But if he's there at like 74 and they haven't already taken a corner, you know, at one of the other picks, he would certainly be in play at whatever pick. What pick is that? 70? As I say, 74 is their third round pick. And I think he would certainly be worth that at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
And obviously, if he falls later, I'm still going for him.
Yeah, good kid.
Good kid, man. Also
Jalen Kilgore, John Harrison was definitely one of the red dots as well. Yeah, he's kind of a safety, kind of a jack of all trades. I mean, he's kind of a poor man's Eamon Wari, not quite as big, not quite as fast, but he's got that kind of. He is from South Carolina too, and my God, Shane Beamer he has defensive players now, pro defensive players. The last few drafts, you see it, 3 or 4 guys, 5 guys last year. It was amazing how many guys they got drafted. So, yep.
Yeah, man.
Sounds great.
Yeah, the kid watching the tape last night when Lou sent it over, he went up he had to practice against Jordan Tyson. Last year as well. So you're probably going to know how to play against bigger wide receivers.
Last 2 years. For sure. I think, no, actually, last 2 years. 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but speaking of that kid, man, like you, McDuffie, I think the Chiefs are going to go more the bigger outside corners. This, it's kind of looking that way with Nall Williams if they sign Watson. And Luke brought me some other guys from Washington. They both of the kids.
They're monsters.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. I went back and watched they tape it as well. I was like, okay, I can see these two. One of these two coming to the Chiefs in this draft. Yeah. They are Spags type corners.
Yep.
I tell you what, Jed Fish, longtime assistant, at New England and some other spots in the NFL, was coaching at Arizona for a few years. And again, just these tall corners. He goes to Washington, same damn thing. These guys, 6'3", 6'4", long, whatever. So imagine somebody like Joshua Williams, but maybe playing at Division I level, a little bit more experienced, a little bit more seasoned, playing against top competition. So that kind of size, real wiry, can run.
See my mock draft today?
I did not, Nick.
Pick 174, Ephesians Prysock, cornerback, Washington.
There's, like I said, they're big dudes. They
got 3 guys that are pretty big, right? Or is it 2?
Well, they're 2 starters. I mean, I can't remember the kid's name, Trey Duke or somebody from just had a really great combine. But if you watch these kids again, they look like men among boys at playing in the Big Ten and so on. But if you project that to the NFL, you haven't really seen. I mean, those are like the corners from like the 70s, right? Like your Mel Blount, just
they
huge.
said big. They said Mike just got released from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Mike Haynes, if you remember him, an Arizona State guy that was great for the Patriots and the Raiders as well. I mean, just tall guys that can run a little bit, but they're just so rangy and long that it's hard to really, you have to be very accurate when you're attacking them. So
there you go.
Yeah, either
Right.
one of those two kids is probably going to be, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
but can they find the thing is with this with our cornerback room? Now you got a glaring. Can you see it's a glaring hole over there because you got Watson that's still a free agent. Only two corners that you probably got locked up is Nall Williams and what?
Christian
I don't know.
What about Knowles? What do you guys think about Knowles? Because I thought he played relatively well in the time that he was given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Nall Williams is a golden jacket kid.
Noah Williams played phenomenal.
He's talking about Chris Knowles, number 38. Right?
I'm about to say, hell no, he played phenomenal.
He seemed to be. They were using him kind of like Shamari, like as a nickel or as a safety. I don't know if he's going to play outside. Good call, John Harrison, Takario Davis, and Price Sock. There's another Trey Dukes. I can't remember which school he was from, but that was another one. It's just kind of a tall corner.
Thanks, John.
If that's the way where you're looking, but like again, Abney, you would bring him in. I think you're thinking more so as a slot guy, but he can play outside too. So if somebody gets hurt, you're not scrambling to figure out who you're putting where.
So what if they do? What do you think? I think Willen is out there as a free agent too from the Seahawks.
Tariq Woolen, yep.
Yeah. Will you think the Chiefs will make a run at him, or you think he's gonna ask for out of the market money?
I don't think he has the worth to ask for really huge money, but I would say dance with the one that brung that you brung. In other words, re-sign Jalen Watson before. I mean, Tariq Woolen's a good player, really fast. Mm-hmm. The Seahawks, they play a certain way. They're at their core, they're more of a zone team.
Yep.
All eyes on the quarterback. And I'm not saying they don't play man-to-man, but not nearly as much as Spags expects you to. So if I give it a choice, hence, I would say I'd spend the money on Watson before I do it with.
If you're going to pick someone in the Seattle defense, I'd go after Bryant, the safety. I think he'd be terrific in Kansas City.
Kobe,
along with Connor, I think that'd be a.
That's the Cincinnati. That's the University of Cincinnati. Kobe Bryant.
Y'all talking about not getting Willen, bro.
Not the Jayhawk.
Not the Jayhawk.
Kobe,
hey, that boy Willen got crazy ass speed, boy. Some of the Chiefs been lacking, boy. You can put that boy to safety, put that boy in the DB. I like if they can make a move, an affordable move.
I would like that move. I would like that move.
Hey, because then we ain't talking about nothing no more. He can cover sideline to sideline. Boy, you can put that man anywhere, but just depends on the price. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely rooting for that. If that's make that move,
But no knock on Trent McDuffie. He helped the Chiefs win some Super Bowls.
Hey, he made the play of the game in the Super Bowl against the 49ers, and that tip.
He made my worst enemy cry. And
Jamar Chase, play, the Chiefs don't win.
Jamar Chase crying on the sideline. That always will be a memorable moment for McDuffie here in Kansas City. But also as corners, I'm getting drafted. Do they got to look at if I play good, I got a highly chance to be traded by Veach because Snead got traded, McDuffie got traded. Now McDuffie,
how is going to be traded too? So,
well, here's the only way you worry about that, or the other way you can look at it is if Trent gets paid. I don't think that's a big deal to that person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who pays you the money. It's just as long as you get paid. So if again, that comes up, if that comes, I think more so in the locker room. that could create an issue. Not so much of the guys that you look to draft in that position. It's more so the guys in the locker room, like Patrick's reaction, like, damn, I mean, that's one of
it's not
guys.
like he didn't know,
he was
the first to know.
No, but I again, I mean, he's the team leader. He wants to kind of show love for his guy and then not be too critical of the organization, but just, hey,
we all know what Patrick Mahomes is going for. Even though if Patrick Mahomes said the D word,
don't do it. Don't go there. Don't go there.
No, I'm just saying he took a picture with a Hood, Tennessee Hood, he posted on his social media. Maybe he knows that they're gonna get Hood, from Tennessee, that cornerback.
Do we really trust Patrick Mahomes? We trust in that room because he did get Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He did get Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I'll put you both in time.
He did get Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He rooted for that.
I'm not saying around. I'm just saying, like, Hood.
Man, you two live in the past.
Hold on. Let me talk. I'm just saying.
I'm living in the past.
Is there an account? Is there an account called Freezing Cold Takes?
Yes,
that's
it.
I don't say this. Patrick Mahomes posted a picture of him and Hood from Tennessee. Maybe that's a pick or sign there that they probably go out. Right.
Now,
do you know what Hood is, Nick? Do you know who Hood is for Tennessee?
Yeah. Well, I think he's now they have two really top end corners. Now Hood is the one that actually is healthy and has been working out. I can't remember what's that? I can't remember the other kid's name off the top of my head, but he hurt his ACL in January of 25. And he still wasn't able to work out at the combine. So that's going to be a huge pro day for him. But Hood, obviously, he was the other corner, and
sounds like a Trey Smith kind of
deal. I thought he worked out really well. I thought he played well all year. I think he's arguably one of the top corners in the draft. He and the kid from Tennessee, was it Mansour Delone? I think he may be up there for top corner. I think Hood would be in that conversation too. But yeah, there you go, John Harrison. Trading Stoops. Let's see, doesn't get a lot of hype. Okay, yeah, he was another one of these guys that had a great combine, so forth. Had a good year, but he kind of went unnoticed because there's like all these other. There was like 10 or 12 dudes that just had crazy workouts and they kind of got all the shine. But if you kind of dig in a little bit, some of these guys really showed out. Now that's not going to be why you draft them, but to have that kind of athleticism and the tape, then you might have something.
So John bringing up all these DBs, man. If you look at it, like Delane from LSU is solid too. Like all these guys bring something special to the table. The thing with the Kansas City Chiefs is like we got to fill that void in the slot. Just got to fill that void. Somebody that can play to Spags liking. You got to be physical. You got to have speed. You know what I'm saying? That's what he loves. You got to be a great tackler.
Somebody.
Yeah. That's
also, if you had to go underdog, you had to pick under, higher or lower. All you think the Chiefs going picking high on offense in the first round? They got me with the 9th pick. They got the 9th and 29th pick. They going offense to that first pick. Or you think they going defensively?
I think if Love's not there, I think the only offensive player they're going to take is the tackle. That's what I think at 9, which is not going to make Hense happy. But I think it would be a good.
All right, I'm out.
We'll be looking for a new producer, man.
It depends. You don't know where somebody. If Ty Simpson gets a lot of love and he somehow moves in the top 10, then maybe the Chiefs have an opportunity to get a really good, a better player or position themselves. I mean, with the extra draft package that they have in the hand now, they can do almost anything. I think they have to move ahead. They'd have to move ahead of the Saints to get love. I don't think there's any question about that. But that 9th pick, I could easily see the Chiefs moving that pick and moving down and grabbing an extra 2 and a 3 or 2 or a 3 to move 3 or 4 or 5 spots.
So you going higher or lower?
As far as taking an offensive player,
yeah,
I think the offensive player is probably going to be the second first-round pick and not the 9th pick. So I'll go.
All right. What about you, Lou?
Yeah, I don't. You know me. If anybody's been watching the show for any length of time, I'm not going to lock in a side of the ball. I'm not locking into a position. I'm not locking into anything. Because if you tell me who the 8 guys ahead of them were, then I could probably make a better deal. Well, there's no high low. I mean, they're still picking 9 regardless. So I mean, right. You're just saying, is it offense or defense? So flip a coin. I mean, it really, to me, it's just you take the most explosive player on the board, regardless of side of the ball. So I don't know if I love any of the offensive linemen enough to take them at 9. The Chiefs might. I don't know. You really have to look into that a little deeper, and then it depends on do any of them go in the top 10. Right? You got this kid from Georgia that all of a sudden, and I don't think it's all of a sudden, he's always been very, very athletic, right? Yeah. Hence, what you're saying doesn't make any sense, but I'm trying to go along. Okay?
What's wrong?
There is no high low. What's high low? If I say high, what does that mean?
He's saying high they pick offense, or low they pick offense.
High is offense. Offense is high.
Yeah,
okay, that's not like an automatic thing. That's and defense is low. I mean,
it's just a conversation piece, Lou.
What's that? Lou, right, and I'm trying to explain
Lou
myself.
went all the way in.
Right.
I must say they go low, man. I
don't believe that's constructive at this point, because it really doesn't say anything. I mean, it's like flipping a coin, or just say, and then like when the draft comes, I told you they were going offense, and okay, great, super, way to go, you had it.
Well, I'm just saying it's just for the conversation piece. But other than that, man,
yes.
If I had to choose, I don't think. Man, like I told on a conversation earlier, I said, looking at this wide receiver room, you got Rice. You don't know if you're going to be suspended or not, or what you're going to get from him. Xavier Worthy coming off an injury. You got Royals. They ain't been playing that much. It's looked like they probably bigger need is going to be at wide receiver.
Are you going to get a free agent receiver?
Yeah, maybe they go out to AJ Brown, or maybe they trade for it.
No, we don't want him. No thanks.
That's what I heard earlier.
Hey, they might get Diggs. They might get Stephon Diggs.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
If that happens.
Hey, let's take the room up. They might get Stephon Diggs. Hey, they just released him.
It certainly would be cheaper.
I don't want Diggs
right?
either.
Go
all in on Alec Pierce, man. That's
I think what we're taking from all of this is that they can go any number of ways. So they've put themselves in the position to be able to do that, which is good. So far, so good, in terms of the off-season plan and kind of which direction it's going. So, I don't think you could really lock in. Yeah, you want to, again, flip a coin. Sure, I'll say offense, just because that seems to be what they really are lacking is explosive plays.
Right.
And I think if you look at it, the metric that is kind of like the one that teams are really starting to emphasize anymore because of the way defenses play and everything else is explosive plays during the course of a game. And the team typically that has more of those win. And it used to be turnover margin. It still is turnover margin. I mean, you can't, turn the ball over a ton. But if you're looking at 2 metrics, those are probably the 2 most important ones, is turnover margin, but really coming up quick is creating explosive plays. And whether that's with the running back or wide receiver, I don't care. Just the most explosive guy, and let's go.
All right, let me ask you a question then. So let's assume that the Chiefs sign a free agent running back. Okay, let's just say one of the top 5. And Jeremiah Love is there.
Let's just put a name on it. Travis Etienne.
Let's say they sign Etienne.
Yep, there you go.
And Love is sitting there at number 9. Do you take the one? Hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you take the 1-2 combo? Because what we're seeing in the National Football League is the Seattle had 3 running backs they rotated. Detroit has done a terrific job with their running game, rotating their running backs. the Chiefs have done a shitty job, we can all admit, at rotating their running backs for a lot of reasons. Bad coaching and not good talent. They have an opportunity, and you put Bouchard in the mix, you put Etienne in the mix, and do you draft Love, or do you wait to the second round to take the kid from Arkansas and have a three-headed monster at running back?
The other golden jacket.
I say yes. I think you're going to have to get 2 running backs out of this draft.
I say if
They
don't
sign a free agent.
If you make the investment in Travis Etienne, I don't think you're going to spend the 9th pick on another running back.
I don't think it'll be Love, but
it doesn't matter who it is. So now if you've kind of filled one hole in terms of he's going to be like your lead back. I'm not saying you don't have a good second running back. You want to get one, but I don't think you're going to invest a top 10 pick then if you've now paid this guy for the next 3 or 4 years. So you can find another running back that can be that number 2 or number 3 later on in the draft. What you do then is, again, now you just stick with, okay, if he's the other, say the wide receivers are gone, or the receivers that you really liked are gone. Love is sitting there. Now you're kind of in a catbird seat to move back, like you said before.
Right.
Maybe not a lot, 2 or 3 picks, or if somebody wants to come up. I don't know if there's a lot of teams looking to come up in this draft, but remains to be seen. But if you can, then you maybe add a couple other picks that now you can kind of maneuver in the second round and maybe move up a little bit if there's a guy there that you really targeted, whether it's Washington or Jadarian Price or Emmett Johnson, whoever you like, right? So I don't think they double up in that one, because usually with those two-headed monsters, it's normally not 2 first-round picks.
You're right.
Right.
I agree. I'm not saying
because Chicago, you had Swift and Montagna, you had a 2nd-round pick and a 7th-round pick. Walker, I believe, was a first. Charbonnet was a 2nd or 3rd. So right. That's a lot invested into a position you normally don't invest in. I think that would be an overcorrection, if you would.
Right.
So no, I would not take Love if I've invested in the position.
I agree.
The 22-6 season kicks off. Who the starting cornerbacks? Because you got free agent Washington is out there. McDuffie's gone. Do you think it's going to be a rookie or somebody else they sign in free agents?
I think that to start
Watson.
I think to start the year, it's going to be guys that are in-house. Now, if they draft one, it may not be day one, but eventually, if it's like the 29th pick or the 40th pick, that guy's probably good enough that he's going to take somebody's spot.
Right.
Or if they wait later, like they get like an Abney to be the nickel, right? He would play that nickel spot, and then use Fulton and Williams, or if they bring J. Watt back, then Watson and Williams or Fulton, a combination of those 3. But they would still need a nickel if they keep those 3 guys, because I think those guys are more outside guys. Fulton, Watson, Williams.
I think next year is going to be Noah Williams, Watson, and Keanu Scott in the 2nd round from Miami. I think Spags looked at that and said, watched that Miami tape and said, look, I love to blitz. This kid is high rated blitzing at cornerback. This kid is high rated and coverage skills, and he's a Spag defensive corner all the way around. 6'1".
They do have to replace that, because I think Trent McDuffie had, I think in the time he's been in the league as a corner, he leads in quarterback pressures.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of one of his fortes. So they're going to need somebody that can do that as good as him or close to it.
Yeah.
And the only person I've seen coming out to this draft that can do that is a kid from Miami, and that's Keanu Scott. I think that's his full name, but yeah.
You got to watch certain
4 more draft picks now, baby.
Here's the thing about that. It's like how Spags like to use these guys. As long as you got great speed and you can tackle, so you can find any of those type of guys. You can really like coach them up to do that. So this guy just gotta have great speed and be able to tackle, man. Just to fill that role. So honestly, going into the draft, I can see them really going after a guy similar to that need. Probably like you said Scott. I believe there's some other corners out there that can fit that. So we'll see. we'll see what's gonna go on like towards the draft, like what they're gonna do with that position.
How about that? I mean, one that's kind of coming up. You guys sent, I don't know, Hense or one of you guys sent it last night, where the word came out. It was like no surprise. Everybody knew it was coming, but Kyler Murray is going to be cut.
Right.
Right. So now just the way that works is Arizona's on the hook for $38 million this year.
Yep.
So the team that signs him basically pays him like $1.5 million vet minimum, and Arizona pays the rest. That kind of opens up his market now, right? Because there's going to be a lot of teams that would say, wait a second, hey, he's either going to be a very high-end backup. Now, again, he's obviously going to look to go somewhere where he can start, right? Like a Minnesota, Atlanta, the Jets. There's probably some other teams I'm not thinking of.
He wants to learn how to play quarterback. He needs to come to the Chiefs.
But that's an interesting thing, because we may have poo-pooed it in the past or said no freaking way. But at that number, if you're really not concerned, but you want to have an insurance policy if Patrick's not quite 100%, right, at the beginning of the year, and you need somebody else to play some football, it's going to look a little different. But I don't know. What do you think?
I would love him in Kansas City.
I said it. I said it a long time ago.
The way the offensive line is, he gonna get smacked, bro. And y'all gonna be sitting here with the same shit. With the same, I told him
you
before the show.
Absolutely have to stop your narrative.
He's gonna get smacked. Hey,
the offensive line is just fine.
Nick,
Don't you worry about it.
He's gonna get smacked, bro.
And it's over. You need to worry about why the Cardinals aren't going to win 5 games.
He's going to get smacked, Lou. Y'all gonna be like, well, I mean, and Dre told y'all he's an injury prone. He's an injury prone. Hell no.
He could be, but you don't need him for an entire season. I mean, if things go properly,
they're gonna smack the shit
but
out of him,
the thing is, with that deal, he would have to get.
There you go, Crystal Lee. That's
no trade.
All right, we'll see. Mahomes' knees fucked up because Mahomes' knee jacked up because of that line. So
no trade, no tag, which is I think. Yeah, but hell, I mean, what about even like the Colts? Yeah, they want to bring Daniel Jones back, but he tore his Achilles late in the year. Is he going to be ready to go? Are you willing to go with Riley Leonard? Maybe not.
Man, anybody that's taller than Kyler Murray, that's more like they can take a hit.
You loved this kid for so long, and you said
never
no.
Hey, ask Hense, bro. Ask Hense. I said I want a tall quarterback.
Okay, let's not argue about what was you said or didn't say. Let's talk about the possibility that what he has or where he can go.
The man, if you put him, if they create an offense suited for his strength, like an air raid and a spread, yes. But the way how the Chiefs does it right now with their quarterbacks, they got Mahomes jacked up, bro. My man's on the sideline because of that offensive line, bro.
All right. Well, it was on a scramble, and he was beyond the line of scrimmage when he got hurt. But I understand what you're saying about
you can breathe on Kyler Murray, bro. He's going to get hurt.
Well, so okay,
cold.
No sour grapes there. No.
But again, Coach been watching Kyler Murray for years. That's his team, so
yeah,
he know more than we know. So
my man had turf toe. The ball hit him in the face. He went down forward and he had turf toe.
But he does have some ability. And I think there is going to be a team that is going to say, "Hey, for $1.5 million, where these guys are going for 40 and 50."
Can I say this about Kyler Murray? Can you see Kyler Murray saying, "I'm getting paid 30-some million from the Cardinals"?
Yeah.
Heck, I'm about to go see what my baseball career life could be like. Right? Could he go in that round? Like, you know what?
If it was maybe a few years ago, maybe, because he's not going to walk right in and play in the majors. I mean, they're going to, if he says like to the A's, I want to see where this goes. they're going to put him like at their AA team or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, is he going to like that lifestyle? I mean, that's a whole different chain. If he does that God bless him. But he's not going to get $38 million to play in the major leagues next year. That's for damn sure.
He's so much of an injury prone. He can throw, he can run, he can do all that, but he's injury prone to the T. It's not worth it.
So would you take Anthony Richardson over here?
No, I would take Richardson.
Yeah, I'll take Anthony Richardson all day.
Hell yeah.
Well, it depends on what you want him for. I mean, if you need him to play right away, then no. I'm saying the only thing that it would be appealing about Kyler is if Patrick wasn't ready right away and you need a professional NFL quarterback to like maybe get you through a few games, you're definitely going to take. I don't care how short he is for a few games. I think we can figure it out.
Kyler Murray or Geno
But you're
Smith.
not gonna. If you bring in Anthony Richardson, he's no readier now than he was 2 or 3 years ago to be that guy.
I'll tell you what, though, Lou, he's going to extend plays for y'all. He's going to run around like some munchkin. He's going to extend plays.
They don't have a backup quarterback right now either, so that's going to be a Chiefs thing.
Well, that's another piece of the puzzle, and that's why I bring it up. Is that it just seems like a really strange one. I don't think Kyler would ever go for it, but from the Chiefs' perspective, it would be kind of intriguing. Now, and again, they're both Texas guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe they share that kind of connective tissue to some degree.
Baseball
They
background.
both were baseball players, so you know I think they can work together and they speak each other's language. They both have had experience with Cliff, so there's a lot there that could work, and just on the personal level between the two guys.
And Nick, why would you take Kyler Murray?
I think here's the reason you take a Kyler Murray. I think he would learn the position of playing quarterback under Andy Reid. Bieniemy will toughen him up, and I think what you do is you develop him, and he goes out and makes plays, and he's a perfect trade candidate. Okay, they can trade him, maybe get a really good draft pick for him. The same goes for Richardson. Any young quarterback they can develop. Because I think the Chiefs, if they have a late 6th or maybe a 7th, maybe get a quarterback in the draft this year, might be interesting. But I'm telling you right now, if I'm Murray, if I'm him, and I call my agent and say, listen, screw it. I need a year to learn the position. I need to go to the very best, one of the very best of developing quarterbacks, and that's Andy Reid.
Have you ever met or you ever heard Kyler and kind of know his vibe? I don't know if he's quite that evolved.
I understand that. I'm just
where
saying
he believes that he needs that. I hear what you're saying.
So if I'm his agent, this is what I say to him. I said, listen, young man, yeah, you're getting all this money, but your reputation has been soured. You know, the comments you made about how you don't work hard, all these things. Here's your opportunity. Go to the Chiefs for $1.5 million. Be the backup quarterback to Patrick.
Well, he's still getting $38 million.
He still is getting his money from the Cardinals. Learn the position. He's going to get an extensive amount of time in the preseason, an extensive amount of time in OTAs, mini camps, and training camp. And then you see what he can do in this offense. If he can adapt to the offense, which is very complex, here's a guy that you can say to other teams, we have tutored him, we have worked with him for 6 months at the trade deadline. What do you think?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said earlier that they would probably negotiate a no trade and a no tag type thing so that he definitely will hit the market next year. So
no, it'd be a 1-year deal. So he'll hit the market regardless. Plus,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't think he wants to sit there and get
compensatory pay.
And he gets traded. Like he doesn't. I don't know that he'd want to get traded in the middle of the year or before the trade deadline, something like that. But the point is, could you imagine how different that RPO game is going to look?
Well,
some of the R part might be a little bit more in play.
Yeah, it might.
Would you take Green in the 6th round or the 5th round from Arkansas? The kid from Arkansas, the quarterback.
Again, we're talking about two different things here. Yeah. I'm talking about somebody that you can play right away. You're talking about like a project. So I think it might be a little too soon to do that. But I think you're going to run into the same things with him as you are with Anthony Richardson. amazing athletes, do things that there's maybe a handful of people on the planet can do. I mean, just cannon for an arm, can jump through the roof of the stadium, can run 4.3. You heard that last year. Remember when Seattle took Jalen Milroe? Oh, they're going to have all these packages. Yeah. They're going to do all these. I don't think he played it down. So maybe, I mean, I don't think the Chiefs are in that mode right now where they really are thinking we need to develop a young guy. And if they are, I don't think they'll use a draft pick to do it. They'll get some undrafted free agent or somebody that falls through the cracks that they really like, and they'll try to train and be a practice squad guy. Now, we get a couple more years down the road, or Patrick gets to be like 34, 35, then absolutely. Then now you're hunting for the replacement at that point.
Right.
Before we close out, what's the grade on this trade?
Ooh, I'll go first. I'm gonna give it an A. Because I think you get 4 picks, you get at least 2 high-profile impact picks that can turn into starters. And then you have maneuverability with the 5th and the 6th to move into the 4th round if you want to get something. But I give it an A. It was the right move. We predicted it at last summer when the contract talks stalled and the price tag was at then $115 million. Now it's $130. Again, you get 2 first-round picks. They got 9 and 29, an extra 5th and 6th this year, and a 3rd-round pick next year for Trent McDuffie, who is an undersized, brilliant slot corner that's going to get paid outside corner money. And I wish him well. He's a warrior. We won a Super Bowl because of him. And he worked his ass off in Kansas City. And he is not Marcus Peters. He is a good guy with a lot of talent and a big heart. He's going to go home. And I think for Brett Veach, again, I'm giving him an A+ for the offseason so far. We're not into Monday yet. I still think, I'm going to say it. What time is it? 3 o'clock.
I want Nick to be my teacher.
Hold on. Wednesday, March 4th. There is another trade. Man. I believe there is another trade the Chiefs are going to make before Monday.
Who do you
AJ
think
Brown.
moves?
I have no idea who it's going to be. All I know is
I heard AJ Brown. I heard AJ Brown.
No. Not who are they getting? Who would they move? Who is a chip for them who would be worth trading? That would actually get something in return.
I think I think there's going to be a team that doesn't want either Leo Chenal or Watson to hit free agency.
Okay.
So I would not be surprised if one of those guys or a Noah Gray type, something along those lines, where the Chiefs want to shed some salary to pick up some extra draft picks. So I think it's highly possible. But
so that would have to be one of those sign and trade deals.
My source was dead on about the Rams Chiefs trade this morning. And again, I didn't put it out on Twitter and social media. I don't need to be first. I told the group early this morning that it was going to happen.
Well, you're certainly letting everybody know about it now.
I'm certainly letting everybody know about it now because I was right. But at the end of the day, I think there's another. Hey man, it's just for us 4, plus the 457 people watching. I think there's another trade.
Oh, there's more than that.
I don't think it's going to be a Chris Jones type. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. But I think that
that's what I'm saying. There's really nobody that has like big time value.
Yeah,
that they would trade at this point. They just signed Trey Smith. They just Creed and these guys that they're not moving. No way.
I think they're looking.
So it would have to be one of these guys again that is set to become a free agent, but. Are they actually going to sign that contract?
Breaking news: the Chiefs trade Patrick Mahomes from Mendoza.
Whatever.
Are you going to sign that contract before you hit the market?
Well, yeah, because the agents are going to be in lockstep on a move like this.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting to see. I don't know what you get in return. I mean, Leo, or what are you going to get? Like a 3rd-round pick?
Well, maybe. Who knows? Maybe the Chiefs trade for a wide receiver and they give up some of the draft pick compensation they got from McDuffie. I think
that would make more sense because teams are going to value. Those
I just know I think it's going to be a trade for offense.
All right. So what do you grade the offseason ends so far?
I'll give
the trade. I'm sorry, the trade.
The trade. I'll give the trade a A. I give it an A because you know, I mean, what you got from him, you know, seeing him get beat by the Cowboys is the last vision I have. The scene of McDuffie, and then if you can get all that out of from McDuffie and you get back in the first round, I think Veach is I think that would have to be an A+ trade for me because you get back and get a first round pick, you get a 5th and a 6th.
How about the 75 other
maybe they
plays?
get their Puka in the 5th round this year.
How about the other 75 plays he played? Come on. We keep focusing on like 4 or 5.
I know it's your guy, Lou. I know it's your guy.
Damn right, it's my guy.
I just said I give the trade a A because when Noah Williams came in, we kind of knew that was the right on. When I started seeing Noah Williams play more, and they started to play more, and Pro Football Focus had him be the number 1 corner.
Yeah, you can connect the dots because of what the Chiefs always done. Yeah.
So I had to give it an A.
I had to give it a strong D+.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Why is that?
I'm giving it a D+ because I don't like McDuffie. I think he's whack. I think he can't cover a code.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna definitely give it a B+. Check it out, P. All right. I'm gonna give it a B+, man. All bullshit aside, because I do like McDuffie.
You need to go value. You need to go start watching tape again.
Listen. I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give the situation a B+ because besides AJ Brown, besides him really getting exposed by taller receivers, he's still a quality DB, man. He still can play the slot very well. He's still physical. You know what I'm saying? He's still fairly young, and for him to get a first round pick, just get a first round for him and a couple more picks, that's a steal. That's a steal. That's a building block. That's a building block. So
I wouldn't go that far. I don't steal. I think it was fairly done. So I'll give it a B.
No, oh my God! What? Y'all didn't watch the tape on him? Oh my God!
Just because the return seems fair, because it's not just the picks you get in return, but also the money that you don't have to spend. I suppose you have to factor that into it too. And the Rams do have to give up capital plus pay him a top of the market deal. So again, just feelings and personal stuff aside, just as a business move, this was probably the right thing to do. But they didn't get it wasn't like a sauce where they got 2 first-round picks or like maybe if they would have got Jared Verse in the trade or some young chip or Braden Fisk. Even
if y'all got Verse in that shit,
for that matter, instead of the 3rd and 27, they would have got one of those players, and maybe that grade goes up a little bit. But I think it was a fair trade. B.
Do you think when all the you know how some of the details come out later in the years? Right. You know what I mean? Avante Adams was involved in this trade, but Avante Adams didn't want to leave. You know what I mean? Do you think something like that would come out? Within this trade news, like there was a player that was involved that.
I'm thinking maybe what'll come out maybe is some of the other picks that may have been involved or what the Chiefs laid out. Perhaps what Nick had laid out earlier today. And I'm not going to steal your thunder, Nick. You can say exactly what it is now because it's over. but that would be it. I don't think the Chiefs ever went into it looking for a player, unless, of course, it was one of those blue chip guys that they weren't going to trade, right? I mean, they're not going to trade Jared Verse, they're not going to trade Braden Fisk, guys that are just still in their rookie contract. And again, once the money goes up, what you're paying that guy you're trading for, the compensation in terms of what you're giving the other team tends to come down a little bit.
Yeah, the Jets had offered a pair of 2s for McDuffie, one this year and one next year. That kind of forced the Rams to step up. Initially, again, the Rams wanted the Chiefs' 3rd round pick this year if they traded away their first round pick,
for the number 13
for the number 13th pick. The Chiefs didn't want that, so the Jets, 2 and a throw in, and then the Rams came back and said, okay, we'll do a 1, a 3. And the 5 and the 6 and the trade value and the numbers all made sense for Veach, knowing that now he's got 3 5th-round picks, which he'll use to move up into the 5th move up in the 4th round, or maybe use some of those picks for draft capital to maybe get another pick in the 3rd round. So it just gives him a lot of flexibility. And we've all seen, Brett's never been one to be shy about making moves in the draft, but
he
the Giants also made an offer, but it wasn't anywhere near as good.
He has more chips to play the game.
More chips, and again, I think they're going to have some other chips,
and he'll use them. He definitely will use them. Yeah. So that's why when you look at, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know that anybody will do this because, again, and you hear this every year, but the word is with the class next year looking the way it does in terms of now you got Arch Manning for sure coming out and some of these quarterbacks, but you also have Jeremiah Smith is going to be draft eligible.
Yep.
Now, does he stick around, take NIL money if he doesn't like who's at the top of the draft? Do the Chiefs kind of position themselves with some of these picks to kind of try to move up next year? We'll see. But there's as deep as this draft looks now, and as bad as everybody said it was going to be, which was just nonsense. But now I think the Chiefs have done a good job getting extra picks, and let's see how they use them. And they save a lot of money.
What that statement said, Lou, that was something that I caught there. Like, everybody said this draft was, wasn't going to be that great. Did that
once all the quarterbacks they thought were going to be in it kind of fell off? That's, I think, when that chatter started.
Did that prove a point that the Chiefs see that it's going to be some hireable talent in this first round that they said, you know what, we want to get back in this first round. Any means unnecessary.
Turn that phone off.
Hospital phone.
Whose phone is that though? Whose phone is that? Maybe the Gold Jacket getting some calls on the side. Maybe Gold Jacket.
I think it's some Gold Jackets.
You better pick that up. That's probably Commissioner. That's probably Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon, the guy with the short arms is at the gate, man. Answer the phone.
All right, before we go, hold on. Before we go, I want to point out one more thing. I don't know if you guys watched the 9-minute video before the trade was announced of Brett Veach talking to Mitch Holthus. And he said something I thought was really,
I watched it like last or whenever they did it.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I just saw it. So I thought one thing that he said was really interesting, and I think that's why this trade makes the most sense for the Chiefs. Is one thing that he talked about is, one thing they look for now is not only talent, but they got players who are getting paid to play football, how they manage their money, what kind of person they are on the field and off the field. Now they have a better gauge than they did, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
I was just about to bring that up. Go ahead.
Okay, well, good.
One huge positive of the NIL. You have another tracking tool.
I think that's why. I think that's pretty much why Brett Veach decided that in the analysis, and again, all the extra time that he had, not having to worry about the postseason and all the responsibilities therein. This is the first time he's going to have in his entire tenure in Kansas City to have this much time. He's going to have the ability to go through those situations with those players. And I think that's why this draft will be different than the one we don't like from a couple of years ago. And all the reasons why we didn't like that draft a couple of years ago are plain to see. But I think now, like Lou said, the gift of the NIL is now they can see. You got players who have good agents, they have good families, they manage their money, they don't get in trouble, they aren't led by their agents, aka Darren Peterson at Kansas. You look at a situation where
there's still plenty of those.
I had to slam that in there.
There's still plenty of those in the NFL.
There's still lots of them, but I think what Brett Veach is looking at now is we need guys who have level heads, who are dogs. Guys that can go out there and play football. What you saw in Denver, what you saw in Seattle, what you saw in New England, on defense in particular, they had dogs. They had guys that just had a relentless passion to play football and to make a play. The Chiefs don't have enough dogs or golden jacket guys to give you props.
It's one and the same, Nick. All the gold jackets got that dog.
That's why this trade makes a lot of sense, because you need guys that can impose their will on their opponent. And the first 4 picks that Kansas City makes in whatever position, order, or round have to be 4 dogs that can come in this year.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff will let them play get them ready.
That's
and go out there and say, okay,
4 dogs and 1 poodle.
That's a different piece. That's a whole different piece there is with the infusion in the coaching staff and new guys, is it going to be a little bit more emphasis on getting the younger talent moving quicker? Right. So not necessarily once the season starts, but like working at OTAs, really making that a point of emphasis in training camp, getting them to the point where it's not like this huge change once the season starts, where you're not practicing as much and you don't have as much time with the guys. So that'll be it. But I mean, that's always been, the philosophy. You want to find guys who truly love football. I think what NIL does is I think it makes it maybe a little bit easier to sort out maybe some of the guys that, as they say, not necessarily love football, but they love what football gives them. Yep. So those are the guys. That's why they need to sign
Watson and Chanel.
You got to watch out for.
That's why I told y'all, nastiness being defined on the field. Let them know what's happening. Let them know. Be physical. Get those flats. I like guys that's gonna be in your grill. I like guys that talk that shit, like Jalen Ramsey, like a Jalen Ramsey. I like them type of dogs. They can back up what they say. That's what we're looking for. Look at Witherspoon from Seattle. We look for dogs. Jalen Carter from the Eagles. We look at dogs. Nastiness. That's what those guys win championships, man.
Yeah.
And like that's Patrick Mahomes, like guys that stand late, the guys that showing up the practice.
O-line, D-line, baby.
They turning out to love it at night to be in the playbook, right? They turn out to love it at night from the wife. They want to be in the playbook. They want to be studying more. You want those type of guys on this field. And I think that's what you're going to find. I think that's what Brett Veach is seeing. Like the NIL deal I was going to bring up, they bringing back older players, Now it's kind of messing up the high school guys coming in because, you bringing back older players. They not, high school guys are not getting that much love to come on the field because it's older guys. Like, some guys, I heard a guy that's 28 that's playing, basketball right now for New Orleans for what's his name? Masterpiece team, Masterpiece. Well, he's a guy that's 28 years old that's playing basketball over there in college. And I think that right there is going to mess up if they don't get all that fixed.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole more older guys coming into the draft.
The extra years. I think we finally filtered through the extra year for COVID. I think we're past that.
We're finished with that officially.
But really, until the NCAA gets some, even NCAA or just some other governing body has to come in and get controls over that. But in terms of just, how the NFL views that is, they are getting a lot more guys that are a little bit more seasoned or a little bit older, or guys that maybe you would take a shot on, later on in the draft. They're not necessarily there. A lot of the guys that were like FCS or small school guys that with the transfer portal, they're getting plucked by the group of four teams or power four teams and whatever. So you don't see as many of those, but that's a whole different thing that they have to deal with. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that they can all figure it out. You need to find guys that truly are going to work, that love it, that their why isn't some rehearsed speech. You can tell that, why they play is really about
Lou, what you mean rehearsed speech? Lou, what you mean by rehearsed speech? You know what I'm saying? That same speech, doing it for my mother, giving her by her house, going by her home.
No, not that, but just something that gets coached, right? I mean, whether you can, if somebody's being like sincere,
they don't get haircuts, man.
You look them
lives in the draft.
You look them in the eye, you can tell when somebody's sincere, or when they talk about what they love doing, they're very passionate about it. Whereas if you can kind of tell sometimes if it is a rehearsed thing where, hey, if they ask you this is what you want to say. It's they're not being their true selves. Then you might have a problem.
That's true. Because I like passion, man. You got to be passionate.
Got to be passionate,
man.
But for Friday, guys, we're gonna be talking about the current free agents. It's some dogs that's still out there that Leo Chanel that I think they probably need to come back. They probably focus to bring him back as well. So Friday, we're gonna be talking about the current free agency. coming into Monday because that's the tempering period is Monday.
Might have a breaking news show tomorrow. We'll see.
Negotiating period. Hence, let's not again. We're not anything negative. Nobody's tampering. That's what they call it. That started at the combine.
It's legal tampering.
Legal tampering.
Trust me, the Chiefs know who they can sign in free agency by now. I guarantee it.
We want hounds. We want dogs, guys. Come on.
Well, just because it seems like by the hour you'll see more veterans getting cut. If teams are trying to get cap compliant, so there might be other free agents.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Sam is bringing dogs. Somebody
talked about
Stephon Diggs. If that's true, now all of a sudden he's on that free agent wide receiver board.
Would you take Diggs though, Luke?
No, hell no. Hell no.
I know you said no, but Luke, would you take Diggs?
I think you would talk to Mike Vrabel specifically, and I think Coach Reed would have the cachet to do that.
Yeah,
and just get a sense, because it seemed like he was a pretty good citizen for most of the year. Then obviously some things happened, and there's always something that happens around Stephon Diggs. So if that stuff is cleared up, but if it was cleared up, I think they would have kept him. This seems odd to me that they would cut him now.
It is
because all reports coming out during the course of the year were so glowing.
Maybe you want to go back. Maybe you want to go back to Buffalo. Maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah, Brandon Beane be all over that, right? Come on now.
So with that said, guys, we will see you guys Friday with Between the Lines with Coach Dre, guys.
Between the sheets.
T-Cuffs, where are you?
Factor Cap. T-Cuff is gone. Lou, I don't know what you're going to do with your sign helmet.
Oh, it's going to be a T-Cuffs version of Factor Cap. I'll tell you that right
I'll tell you, Lou,
maybe you'll get a McDuffie signed mini helmet from the Rams.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Luke will have a nice Factor Cap, boy. I mean, I feel it. I can see it in his face, man. I can feel that energy, man. I feel it, man.
All right, sounds good.
We'll see you guys Friday, and thanks for all you guys for joining in. It's always go Chiefs. We just want dogs on this team.
Or maybe the NFC West. I don't know. Maybe some tides to turn.
Chiefs Blitz podcast where the real fans unite. Every touchdown score, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate. We love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late.